Hi, I'm Pastor Kurt, and this is your 5-minute Bible study. Today, we're going to be looking at Luke chapter 1, verses 39 through 56. This is the visitation of Mary to Elizabeth. So, 2 videos ago, I talked about how the angel appeared to Zechariah, saying that he and Elizabeth were going to have John the Baptist. In the previous video, I talked about how the angel appeared to Mary and said that she was going to give birth to Jesus. These two stories about the birth of John the Baptist and the birth of Jesus need to be read together. It's like these 2 stories are parallel to each other. This is why they're structured the way they are in the Gospel of Luke. Well, here, these 2 stories merge, because we hear about Elizabeth and we hear about Mary. They finally meet each other. Well, they've known each other. They're cousins, but now their stories in the Gospel of Luke intersect. It's kind of like when you're reading a book and you hear kind of multiple plot threads going on at the same time, and then the plot threads finally merge partway through the story. Well, that's what's happening here. We get the plot thread about John the Baptist and the plot thread about Jesus finally coming and tying together in this visitation scene. Well, Mary arrives at Elizabeth's house, and John the Baptist, who is still in utero, hears Mary's greeting and leaps for joy. John, even when he's in the womb, is celebrating Jesus. Elizabeth turns around and greets Mary, telling her that John the Baptist just leapt. And she says, basically, "Who am I that the mother of my Lord should come to me?" Elizabeth recognizes who Mary is, and she recognizes who Mary's son is. Now, we're not told in the text that they had any contact with each other before this, if Elizabeth even knew that Mary was pregnant. But here in this moment, she knows, and she knows who Mary's child is. That's pretty incredible. Also, it's in this visitation scene, after Elizabeth greets Mary, that Mary has her Magnificat. Now, the word Magnificat is Latin, and it just comes from the first line of the song, right? My soul magnifies the Lord. You can even hear it in English, magnify, Magnificat. And when you look at the text, it's a song. Even the physical text on the page is laid out differently. It's not in paragraph form. It's more laid out like the book of Psalms. It's a song. So Mary is singing here about Jesus and about what God has done in her life. Mary sings basically about how God is turning the world right side up. Now, I like to think of it that way instead of upside down, because our world is already messed up. But here comes God working through Jesus to turn things around, to turn things right side up. So not only does Elizabeth greet Mary, and John the Baptist leaps in utero, and Mary sings, but this whole scene is about 2 women, both of who shouldn't be pregnant, but who are. Elizabeth is too old to have a child, and Mary is too young to have a child. Yes, Mary can physically bear a child, because she is, but both of them shouldn't be having children. Elizabeth was barren, and Mary was a virgin, and yet here they are. This scene of these 2 women reminds us that God does incredible things. And it reminds us that when God is working in our life, we're not alone. When God works in your life, you are not alone. For example, think about who would be the Elizabeth to your Mary. When you are going through some big change in your life, when God is doing something in your life that has completely turned things around for you, who is the person you go to for help and advice and comfort? Hopefully you have somebody like that. somebody who can cheer you on and support you as you're going through this big time of transition. This is what Elizabeth does for Mary. And think about who is a Mary to your Elizabeth. Who do you know who you can cheer on when they're going through something? Because you've been through the same thing. Or because you're going through it too. Both of these women are experiencing pregnancy at the same time. And they are there to support each other. That's incredible. These two women who shouldn't be pregnant, they are pregnant, and they're here supporting each other through it. God does incredible things, not just in the lives of these women individually, but in the lives of these two women together. So when you are going through something big in your life, think about the people who encourage you and cheer you on, and think about the people who you can encourage and cheer on too, because maybe your experience can connect to their experience. There's your 5-minute Bible study for the day. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.